Hello. Hello.
We're back. We're live. We took a week off and look what happened.
Here. We are back. How's everyone doing today? Welcome in. Welcome in. If you're new, we're glad to have you. And if you're returning, welcome back. This is the Board and Bow Podcast. I am your warrior host, Zugszy. On the far end is the young man. Go ahead and introduce yourself, sir.
My name is Sionz. I am the hunter of the group. Every group needs one.
Yeah. How else are you going to pull all those extra ads?
Absolutely.
And our lovely guest, Sam, scfplays, joins us. Sam, introduce yourself.
Well, hello. I am the druid demon hunter of the group because who's going to pull all the extra mobs if not the demon hunter? And then fall off the cliff in the same 5-second time span. No. But hi, everybody. I'm SCF. You can just call me Sam. And I am a veteran WoW player. I've been playing WoW for over 21 years now. And you might have seen me on social media posting. I try my best to help new players enter the world of Warcraft and create a space where literally anybody is welcome. My one rule is don't be an asshole, and that goes for everything. But if you want to know a little bit more about what I do, you can follow along. And actually, this March 15th, we're hosting a women's event in honor of Women's Month. And if you want to join a fantastic group of people, community, find some new friends, get to meet new people, maybe even find a dungeon duo, come join us. We're going to be live from 5 to 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time and literally just hanging out and celebrating. We've got some fantastic in-game prizes to win, game time, maybe a mount or two from the shop, and realistically,
very nice.
We just want to spread the word that women are in World of Warcraft, whether you like it or not, and we're here to stay. So yeah, go follow me. I'm on every platform scfplays.
Let's go. And to piggyback off of that, Azeroth is a home for everyone. Anybody that says it different, they're just flat wrong. Okay? So it's super cool that you're doing something like that to bring that kind of light to it, because I think everyone deserves to be a part of this amazing world that we all have come to love, right? I think it's important that people pay attention to that and realize that it's not ideally made just for one sect of people, one group of people. That's not what it was designed for, and I'm glad for that. So
correct.
It brings, it brings a different atmosphere to the game that we've seen transition through the years as it's progressed, and I think it's gone in the most positive direction. I mean, I feel like we see that now with Midnight, and the impact that it's made on the player base, and I think that's really cool.
Well, one of the things that I've noticed, and we're talking about social media, we're talking about Warcraft, is I have seen a lot more negativity flowing out of the classic player base.
Oh yeah.
and I've seen it, and there's a couple people popping in my head right now where I'm just like, wow, did you really just say that? So it's almost like things have changed now, where classic player used to be where everything's at. Now all of a sudden people are wanting to play retail because they're tired of being treated that way.
Well, I think it's funny that you bring up the classic players, because a lot of the rumblings on Reddit and in the forums right now is classic players are asking for certain things, like they're asking for all these neat little elements that retail offers that they want in the classic experience. And we're like, oh, it's almost
quality
like
of life.
It's almost like you want to play retail.
You just want to run to 40,
No, I think it's I just think it's cool. I think it's cool that we've seen such a diversity being brought to light for the game, for the player base, for the community in whole. I think it's so good.
Yeah.
And I'm glad to, again, I don't know how many times I got to say this, 21 years and the game still flourishes. It doesn't just survive. Yeah. It's there. It's huge.
Billions of dollars a year. It's billions.
Yeah. I mean, it's flourishing, and that's so good. And you need to keep ushering in the next generation of players. You need that molding change, and you need to be accepting and understand that it's not going to be the classic experience that you played in vanilla. You can have those fun moments where you recall it and you remember it. And that's so cool, but that's where it stops. That's cool. You have those memories. It's time to move on. It's 2026. It's not 2004. So, I think it's cool, and we're super happy to have you on, Sam. We always
Very
enjoy
happy.
we always enjoy bringing on other amazing content creators, guys. If you haven't done it already, go drop her a sub on YouTube. Her Twitch is listed down in the description below. Go drop her a follow on Twitch. She's an amazing content creator. She deserves your support, so make sure you go do it for us. That would mean the world to us. Now let's get into some conversation. You said you've been playing your whole life, but how did you start with World of Warcraft? Like what got you in the chair in front of this game and go, okay, I'm gonna play this?
We were obsessed with Lord of the Rings when we were kids. So I started playing, I was probably 5 going on 6 years old. And I had 2 older sisters. We were obsessed with Lord of the Rings. And we heard that James Cameron helped create and design and give some of the influence for this video game. And we were like, wow, if it's not Lord of the Rings, what is it? Oh, World of Warcraft? Well, what is that? And my dad took us down to Blockbuster and we got the OG, disc set, which he still has in his room today. And we absolutely fell in love. It was like, I created a dwarf as my first character. It didn't last long, but because my sisters called me Gimli, so I had to go and create Gimli. But we literally just fell in love with it. It was a way for us to bond as sisters and with my dad and spend quality time with one another. And that's literally carried me in this game, like the same sentiment throughout 21 years, I guess. Like that, creating bonds and memories and just that warm, fuzzy feeling inside my chest.
That's so cool. That's such a cool story too. Now the
I
question
already
is,
have a question.
if Dad went to Blockbuster to get it for you, did he return it or did he keep it?
We ended up keeping it.
Well, Blockbuster's out of business now, so it doesn't matter. It's yours. You know?
Oh well.
That's true.
No, we ended up keeping it, and he bought pretty much all the disc sets as they had them. And then when it went totally digital, that's when we stopped going to Blockbuster.
Oh, that's awesome.
And then it went out of business. So, oh well.
Now, so you said you and your sisters played. Does that mean you played on the same PC?
We would have hour increment. Like we would set the timer for an hour. And like when there was, the timer like beeps when 1 minute is left. When we would hear that, it was sitting on the couch just watching, like waiting in anticipation for our next turn.
That's actually great. That is actually great. So you've been playing the entire time. What's been your most iconic experience through the 21 years?
This is going to sound cliche, but the past year and a half, like playing as a solo player for 20 years and then getting to play with a community, it changes your mindset. Like you go from being just, okay, I'm going to do what I can. And now there's people that I care where they're at and I care how I can help them and I'm asking them for help and we're all working in tandem. And that changed my focus, I guess, of World of Warcraft and what I do in this game. And that that's my one, I don't even know how to put it. I don't even know the words, but that's what drives me still and made me enjoy this game that much more, was finding a community.
Oh, absolutely. Communities just morph the experience into something completely brand new. And that's one of the coolest things about being a creator.
Other content creators, right?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like, Zugzy and I, we knocked out all the Mythic Zeros, right?
Yeah.
And so
I carried him through Mythic Zeros.
let's be clear. We got it done.
But we learned something new. Fun fact, like there was a fight where you fight the I can't remember his name now to save my life, but he's the paladin. He's the one-off paladin from Legion. Yeah, Ultraxian. And he does this phase where he makes mirrors of himself, and you have to find the correct one to interrupt it. And we had to learn you find the one with no horns. We figured that out together as a team. And it's one of those cool memories that I can take back. And with him or with anybody else in the community and just say, hey, remember that one time we did that? We wiped like twice until we figured out how to do it the right way. It's fun stuff like that. It's just cool memories.
The one thing that we continue to this day is B-Res on healer, because if you guys don't know, I have a guild in game called Only Floors, and it's because we do a lot of content, but only from the floor because we're always dead. And I was playing a warlock in season 2 of War Within, and did not, like, I knew I had a B-res, but it wasn't in my head to actually use the soul stone. So my entire friend group was just yelling B-res on healer. So to this day, when anybody goes down, that's our saying.
Oh yeah. You know, it's the funniest thing. Like, I was talking to some of my community members before the podcast today, and one of the community members was like, hey, just do bigger pulls in Murder Row. And we're like, God, no, man. And the reason is there's a tank debuff that the ads put on you where it's a shield slam, and it removes all your armor. And well, it's 20% increments, but if you get like 3 of them, especially the captain in there, you're toast, and you just put your healer in such a bad situation. We're like, no, we're not doing no mass pulls, bro. He's like, come on, like, if you don't know, you don't know. I said, go get on a tank and go and try it yourself and see how you feel about it afterwards.
Yeah, exactly.
But
nobody understands our plight, man.
Oh no. You know, everybody says that, oh, tanking's the easiest thing, or oh, healing's the easiest thing. No shot. Like, there's such a big like conversation around healers getting interrupts back and things like that.
Yep.
Because you don't know how many times, because I do all 3, right? And you know, when I'm not tanking, I immediately want to jump to my healer just to see what that experience feels like. And it's so funny to just sit there and watch stuff recast, and I've used all my CCs and I've got nothing left. And they're like, why aren't you interrupting? I'm like, tell me you're a DPS main without telling me you're a DPS main. You know, it's so funny. It's so funny. But you know, it's the iconic moments, and it's communities, and you hit it right on the sweet spot with that one. Like, being able to take those moments back, or even for those that aren't a content creator, and you just have this awesome guild you're in that you've made so many memories with over the years. It's those iconic moments that really just seem tried and true every time. And you know, we're grateful for them. I don't think anybody in a content creator position, at least not anybody on this podcast right now, I can say that, except for someone else, takes advantage of their community. Wow. You know what I mean?
Wow. Wow. If you only knew.
Oh man. But yeah, that is a lot of cool things come from all that. But what, in your opinion, how has Warcraft changed for the better? Or do you think it's changed for the worse over the years?
No, definitely changed for the better.
Okay.
And it's just by it broadening its horizons. You know, as you said earlier, it's not just made for one player anymore. There's not just, I always use this example because it's the cliche, but like the 50-year-old man in his mom's basement. Like, it's not made for that person anymore. There's literally something.
Yeah. I was literally like, Sionz?
What are you talking about?
Thoughts?
But no, there's literally something for everybody. And even just taking that aside and looking at what they're implementing in game, you know, we've got 1 button rotation, which is not for your average player, right? That's for somebody with a disability who needs that enhancement to be able to play the game. So they're broadening their horizons and really reaching out and seeing, just as you said, Azeroth is a home for everybody. There is not just one pillar that people in this game fit into. And because of that, I'm sure you guys have seen with this latest expansion and all the adverts and everything, they are reaching so many more people than before.
They are.
And I have not seen this many new players in World of Warcraft in some time. Like, it's been a long time since we've had a new wave.
How many people have you gotten in your live streams said, I just downloaded the game, or I just came back after you know, I played Wrath of the Lich King and now I'm back. I had like 10 people this morning coming in saying, I'm back on this, man.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like by the handfuls, like at least like every stream a couple. And I credit the Blizzard team. Like, they're really broadening their horizons and saying, let's get everybody. Let's not niche ourselves down. Let's say Azeroth is a home for everyone. Everybody has a place here, whether it's collecting, it's endgame content, you want to build a home. You know, we've been asking them for that for years, and it's finally here. Yeah. So I think World of Warcraft has changed for the better, but of course I'm always open to discussion if it's not.
Yeah. Well, I want to backpedal on something I said 3 weeks ago, okay? So remember when they made the announcement and they had that cute little clip of the Blood Elf, you know, where she fought the ads,
there was a lot of controversy.
Yeah, and there was a lot of controversy around that. I didn't think it was a bad clip. I liked the art design and everything, but I just felt I was like, look, they're doing so much around housing, and housing is super cool in its own right, right? But I was like, I'd really like to see some more Warcraft stuff, and I didn't shit on it, but I was still like, I was hoping for, you know, the super climactic-esque thing we always get from Warcraft from cutscenes. But man, did they not? I have to chew everything I said because the Eritar video they released, bro, holy,
yeah, it was good.
That was fire. I was like, oh yeah. I mean, just talking about it right now. So it was like, it's one of those things to where, okay, I need to backpedal and be a little more considerate of the fact that they're trying to reach certain demographics with these videos, and it's not just dialed into just one group of people. Because I can respect what they're doing with the housing stuff. I loved what they did. I had a great time building my home and all the other things. But at the same time, I was like, I want give me the Warcraft back. And that Eritar video, I was like, oh man, they hit the marks
hard.
Yeah, that was so cool. It was so cool, man. It was like if it was a ripoff of Dragon Ball Z, I'm okay with it because I felt like he was going Super Saiyan for a second there. I was like, this is so good, dude. This is so good. So,
well, to your point, it's all about the themes, right? That housing video was meant to make you feel that comfy, cozy, whereas Eritor, you are defending the Sunwell. You want to feel that, like, let's go.
Yeah, 100%.
So they're doing a fantastic job making those connections between this is the vibe we want to show, and this is what it's for.
I think it's so cool. I think it's so cool that they're doing this too. One of the things that I've always talked about on this podcast or in my lives, and I'm sure both of you guys can agree with this, is the fact that the devs are willing to take a chance on things and try new things out, even if it fails ultimately. Yeah,
everyone's all over the prey system, right?
Oh yeah,
I love it.
Even if it flops,
either it's good or it's bad, or
right? They're willing to
put
try.
It in the game.
Yeah, they're willing to try new things and look at that. Like one of the things I said was I was over World Quest. World Quest has been around since Legion. I'm kind of tired of that. I'd love to see something new. This prey system isn't just cool; it's amazing. I literally find myself sitting in front of a rear, fishing, waiting for the prey to ambush me. I'm getting to do 3 things at one time. And it's amazing. You know, I'm sitting on a rear spawn, fishing, and waiting on the prey to ambush me. It's so good how they've implemented things. The thing that I love is that they're always willing to take a chance, take a risk, and try something. And if it works, it sticks. They make it work, and it's good. And if it doesn't, they move on from it, and that's okay. You can sit there and blah 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 your experience about previous expansions, but I'm glad they're willing to take those chances, and I'm sure you guys are as well, because, I mean, ultimately, it would become mundane. It would be monotony at that point, and no one wants that. They want to feel their blood pump a little bit whenever they're doing something interesting and new. Like one of the videos you posted, Sam, that I really liked was the fact you showcased the art and the paintings and things of that nature.
I like that one.
That we've never experienced before in the game, and I think that that's a really cool thing they did, and taking those little brief moments like that to showcase that is super cool, because I would have been none the wiser, because all I know is keys, raid, go kill something, you know, go hit my professions and you know, whatever, right? And mount collecting, because that's what I do. And it's like if you wouldn't have shown us that if you wouldn't have showcased that, I would have been none the wiser to it. So I think that's really cool that you took the time to do that. And it's also equally cool that the devs took time to make something like that and put it into the game for us to experience.
Yeah, I don't know how much exploring you've done, but we found like a reading nook last night. Like there was cushion, like I think it's in the inn in the upstairs. There's about 8 cushions. Each cushion has a book, and then there's like a book being like magically turning the pages. And it's like, cool. This is book club. So it's like and again, that's like appealing to all of the different players, right? Like you wouldn't know it because you don't care to look for it, but you have a whole segment of people that are literally in Silvermoon picking apart every building.
Yeah. But one of the fun things I do is like my wife decorates my Alliance home. It's one of the things she does, and she's got me on this thing now where she gives me a list decorations that I got to go accrue. So she can decorate the house the way she wants it. So,
I fucking love that.
And I'm just like, all right, what do you want me to get now? Okay. Oh, I'm like, honey, that's locked behind a renown system. Well, I'll go get the renown. I'm like,
yeah, go get it.
I'm like, all right, I'll do my best. I also found I also found I love how they do unique things like you were talking about the book nook, because I found the black market auction house. And
Yes.
it's down in Murder Row in a corner, in a dark corner, and it's so good. I was like, oh, that's so good.
Did you see like the looks the vendors give you as you walk past them?
Yeah, they don't like you.
No.
Oh, and guys, how about the toy, the pet, the dog quest?
Yeah.
Oh my god, bro. I melted. I was like, oh my god, bro. I can walk around and showcase this pet to people. Like, look at my pet. He is mine.
Hey,
he's so good.
Speaking of melting your heart, what was the one cutscene that you were like, oh my god, I cannot believe that was good? I'm gonna say, for me personally, it was the end of the Erator quest line. That cutscene when he offers his dad back the shield.
Oh,
and I was like,
oh yeah.
And
man.
I was like, what he said to his son, I was like, I'm right there. I've been there. I know exactly what you're talking about. Yeah. I was like, wow.
No, I agree. Go ahead.
I was gonna say I agree. Like, if you're asking for blood boiling, it's the Terralian Zulaman cinematic.
Yeah, that one's good.
I don't want to give away too many spoilers, but no, that one actually had like a tear in my eye with that one. I was like, your son is doing so much and you still don't see him. And you're not ready for it.
Well, I think it just hits certain people certain ways based on their own personal experiences. And you see that, you can feel the plight that Ertar is enduring to get that, that adoration from his father and things like that. And it just hits differently for everybody. Somebody that has, a full functioning, loving family that's there for them, they won't feel that. But then the person that longs for those kind of things see that, and it just hits completely different for them. And I think that's so cool. Yeah. Plus, one of the other things they did, the music is fantastic.
Yes, it is. It's not that tinny. We made it on a computer. Music
is fantastic this time around. Yeah. I don't. Whenever I stream, I don't know how you guys do it. When I stream, I don't have the music on. I have, there's some like background music rolling, but whenever I end my stream, I cut the music back on and listen to the in-game music. It's beautiful. It's fantastic. They did so good with it. Oh my god.
Like, I hope so fantastic. I hope they play it at BlizzCon. Because...
Oh yeah.
So let me ask you this, Sam. Based on our experience, I kind of feel like you're going to say it has, but in your opinion, has Midnight changed your perception of the game?
Yeah, but probably not for the reason everybody thinks. So, Burning Crusade was the first expansion that I had functioning thoughts for, because I was 8 years old.
I love that. So, I love that description. Functioning thoughts. Go ahead.
Me
Go
too.
So, for Midnight to bring back, Blood Elves are in the center again, and Silver Moon, and seeing the revamped Eversong, and all of these kind of unfinished storylines from Burning Crusade, and not Outland Burning Crusade, but, the Amani Trolls and all of that, it has brought back so many memories, and this is now becoming my favorite expansion because of that. Midnight has changed the game for me in terms of how I view storylines, how I view graphics and quest lines, because as I was saying earlier, this intro quest line blew me out of the water. It was so smooth, everything connected. I didn't feel like I was, picking up 3 quests to go collect and kill this many things, and then you're going to pick up another 3 to do the exact same thing. Mm-hmm. They completely changed the game and kept that nostalgic factor. So for me, this expansion is I am living my best days. And I think part of it too was the hype around it. They really went all out. They did.
I was afraid.
Well, I got a question for Sam, seriously. So would you say they've set a new standard with storytelling and everything? Are you afraid of what the next expansion or the next chapter is going to look like? Basically, yeah.
Yeah. Well, it's one of those things where it's you do fantastic on one test and then the next test you fail. It's you can be up here and then you're just going to crash all the way down. And I feel they know the pressure is on to continue this line of expectations from the player base from every aspect.
As soon as the story ended, that was my first thought. I was like, they have royally screwed themselves, because anything that doesn't match this kind of standard of storytelling, that they're going to hear the rumblings. Because like Sionz said this quite a few times throughout our podcast. He'll say, if there's a little bit of chum in the water, the sharks are going to come out of nowhere.
They're coming.
Oh,
they're coming hard.
Yeah. So if they don't meet that kind of standard now, it's. I was like,
well, they've created an expectation.
This is really good.
And when you have expectations of a video game company, right? Because now you have an expectation of a company that has 200-300 people in it, 400, 500, right? In that group of people, there's a lot of things, but the most important thing that you need to do is you have to follow up with your team. That's the hardest thing to do in any business.
Yeah.
So guess what? What happens when someone forgets to follow up? Something's gonna get fucked. And that's exactly no one's gonna catch it, dude. I've seen it. Like, I've been at those big corporate levels.
Yeah.
And
I
it's
understand.
gonna tumble.
If you don't have the proper quality control involved, those triple takes. Yeah.
One new manager, one new person that was promoted.
Yeah.
One person goes, oh, I didn't even think about that, because they don't have the experience to follow up on one of their more senior employees, right?
Here's where I have just a little bit of confidence. This isn't copium, just a little bit of confidence in the team, because they were able to do what they were able to do. And they also are a big proponent of having think tank moments where they get meetings and they get together and they talk about these things. And then, now, granted, it is another thing to get it into production, right? But and see it all the way through. But they do a buttload of brainstorming and do think tanks constantly around the story and how they're trying to make it evolve. So, I based on what we've seen, I feel like that they're going to keep cooking with this kind of recipe. I think they're going to be okay. But we still have our concerns just based on the historic trend, right? So, I mean, that's what it is. But, Sam, one of the things that he and I have a very different opinion on is the leveling experience and the leveling pace. And we want your opinion on how did you feel about the leveling pace for your first character? Did you feel like it was too slow, just right, a little too fast? Like, what was your thoughts around that?
Honestly, I would say just right. In the previous expansions, you hit max level and you're not even done. And then it's like, you get the quests to go and do max level content, but do you finish the story? And if you don't finish the story, then you can't unlock the island when it gets released. Like, and again, because I just watched my husband go through this as a new player. When you reach max level prior to finishing a quest line, every thought just goes out your head because you have no idea what to do. There's 20 new question marks on your map, and you're just like, oh my god. So I think this one was done just right. As long as you mix in, sounds like you were saying, like a little bit of dungeons, a little bit of delves, a little bit of side quests.
Okay, here's where I disagree with you both on it. I think that it was a little too slow as far as the speed on your first character, and here's why. I don't think that I, as a player, should have to feel like I got to go do every secondary off quest. Just whether you enjoy them or not is your own business. If you're going for Sojourner or whatever the case is. If you're going through because if you go through the main quest line, it takes you into a couple of delves to give you that delve experience already, and it gets you to a stopping point where you are going to have to go into a dungeon. So to get the rest of that story flushed out in the main story, I feel like from start to finish, you should hit the 10. You should go from 80 to 90 and be done, but you're not. You're sitting at around 88 and a quarter or something like that. And then from there, you're having to go kill rares, go do dungeons, go do delves, go do side quests, go do professions. And I get that the professions are important and they're trying to integrate those and give you a reason to go do them. But they could do that somehow in the story. If there's a segue where because one thing I did like they gave us the Eritar storyline, and you could pretty much pick where you wanted to go. You want to go to Herodnir, you want to go to the Voidstorm, or whatever. But at some point, I felt like there should have been a stopping point, kind of like how they introduced the Argentina at the end of the Eritar storyline. And guess what? I didn't put spoilers alert on this. I don't. So there you go. You're gonna get the Argentina after that story. I don't care. So the reality is like I feel like especially for the new player, think about the new player. They go through the entire story. They follow the big because they make them iconic. exclamation points they follow, and that's their indicator. And then they hit 88 and they go, well, how do I get to 90 from here? And if they don't have a community and they're not in a peculiar situation where they're in a really cool guild, or they're not following one of these amazing content creators like scfplays, then they're none the wiser. So then they're kind of just spaced out, or going to Google or going to Wowhead trying to figure out what their next move is. So I think that they should have integrated those things in to give it a full flushed out for the new player experience to the 90 point, and allowing you to
change this, Doug. Hold on, let's change this. So what if they would have got you to 90 through the campaign, right?
Right.
But it would have taken the same 12 hours for the average player to get through it.
I wouldn't have cared.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have cared, as long as
so
the
your
point
biggest
is
beef realistically is just not being
it wasn't the
at
time
max level.
Yeah, it wasn't the time.
Yeah.
No, it is to get to max level. It's not the time though.
With the campaign. So you finish the campaign, you're at level 90, you're ready to go.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. That's the only
my
thing.
My biggest thing is I get you now.
Yeah.
My biggest thing was the amount of time it took to get there. That's really where I was at.
I had an amazing idea, and I want Sam's opinion on this, not yours, Sionz. I don't want to hear you. Okay. So, I if you've been playing for years, which you have, I'm quite sure you have alts, right?
Oh yeah.
Okay. I'm very alt heavy as well. And would you have preferred an option where it doubled and or even tripled the time to level your very first character to 90, but all your alts went to 90 with them, and you didn't have to go back and redo everything?
Oh my god. So like I just finished the quest line, but it took me like 5 days.
Well, no, let's say, okay, so let's say when you choose that option, you got to go do the secondary quests, and you will have to go do more dungeons and things that we talked about that you have to experience right now to do it. Or you just pick I just want to do the standard 80 to 90, and it just takes you blah time, and you do the entire story and you're there, but then you got to go do that with all your alts. Or triple the time to level your character, meaning more dungeons, more delves, more crafting, more this, more that to get additional experience, but all your alts level to 90 for you. You did it all with the one character.
So it's like a communal level 90.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say no.
Really?
I would rather level them all. Yeah.
Oh, that hurt, doesn't it? Golly.
I'm sorry. I like leveling. It takes time, but like it forces me to slow down.
I really feel like I'm on something here, guys. You're not helping. Neither one of you. I swear.
Listen, I know many people that would love that.
Yeah. A lot of the Race to World First guys and gals would love that. 100% they would.
Yeah, I mean, because don't get me wrong, I loved the story. I don't want to relive it 100 times over.
I agree.
Yeah. I don't, because that's what it would take. And or you're stuck in suffering. And what I mean by that is you get your first 2 or 3 to 90, or even your 4th to 90, right? Or let's say you get to 5 to get the 25% boost. You push yourself through that to get to the 25% boost. From that point, you're ideally waiting for a time walking week to show up to go get one of your next ones up to 90, because you don't want to relive that over and over and over again. I would have much rather have been re-rolling dungeons and going out and mining, herbing, doing professions, doing all these other things, and building up those professions on a longer scope of time to get there and know, okay, when this is done, I can log over to my Mistweaver monk and I can just go put in the talents for them, and they're all set up. And then whatever, that comes with caveats, right? Like, okay, well, how do you get gear on the character? How do you get them up to I say, some of this gear, like these rares that you kill out there right now, because they're scaling to your level, if it drops a piece of gear, it should be a warbound piece of gear, not a soulbound piece of gear, so you can go throw it in your bank, and that solves that problem. So then whenever you get this person 90, you can just snag that out of there. And same thing with the renown, go get the champion helmet and the neck and the trinket and the waist.
The only problem with that is that, like, that's good, but there's only one small issue, is now you've reduced the amount of playtime needed in the game, right? Not everyone's like you, right? So now what do you do with half the player base that says, oh, everyone's to 90, oh, I've got all this gear, okay, I'm going to play for another.
They're still going to be doing the prey system.
done.
They're still going to be doing the professions. They're still going to be in their house creating more housing and stuff and collecting for more housing stuff and chopping down trees and shit like that, man. There's stuff that you got to get your fishing up to 300. And bro, I tell you now, I was doing it for an hour before we started this podcast, and I went up freaking 7 fishing levels. It was ridiculous. There's plenty of stuff for you to just burrow your time in. Don't at me about that. I'm not hearing it. No shot.
This is so you're all hearing it now. This just in, Zugszy is a non-leveler.
Yeah, if I can skip it, I'll do it. Or I just wait, like, because one of the things, like, everybody's different, right? You talk about like your call to actions and things of that nature. One of the things is that I profoundly profess, and I'm a warrior main because I play warrior. I do play other classes, but that's what you'll ideally run into me. If you jumped into one of my lives, you would see that I'm playing a warrior, to the point that I have a warrior in every race max level. So yes, that means I'm gonna have to do a Hairneer as well. So I've got to get all my prior warriors up to 90, and then I got to go get a Hairneer and bring him up to 90. And it's like, I'm not. No. Okay. All right. Listen. We've had enough of this conversation. Okay. I've had enough. And we will all agree to disagree, respectively, of course. Unless your name's Sionz, the everyday grind.
That's right.
I'll talk to him in private about it later. No, I'm joking. Anyways, listen. The reality is it's in an immaculate spot. I mean, even still, like, if you do it right, I did learn that if you do it right, and you finish the storyline that said 88, you can go do all the delve quests, and then go do your professions quests, and those are your first profession crafts. You'll usually get yourself pretty ramped up to 90 fairly quick that way. So there are options, and there's also like that one delve that you can run around out in Voidstorm and just go do the opening area and just kill it over and over, and you can ramp up the XP that way and just kind of wrap it up if you're really trying to hyper finish up an alt, things like that. So whatever. Listen, now this is a near and dear one for me. Okay. And we talk about this with every guest we bring on. We ask them this question. Now, since they introduced Sionz, man, let me get it out. Can I just get the question out? Okay. Now, since they introduced the new Devourer Demon Hunters, they also introduced an imbalance between the factions by adding Void Elves to the Demon Hunter class. Now, there's been a lot of debate on what they should bring over from the Horde to kind of balance the scales, right? And my opinion, is that it should be a Tauren Demon Hunter.
Jesus.
You're out of your mind.
No way! No way! We got Tauren Rogues. We got Tauren Rogues.
I know. And
imagine them
started on that.
They're clip-clopping in the shadows. Why can't we have one soaring with wings?
How a big freaking bull can sneak up on you, I don't know. No, it's probably going to be the Nightborn, if we're being honest.
Yes.
Just like they're elves, technically. Yep. But I am a person that I'm not even happy with the classes and races we have. I mean, okay, not to say not happy, but I don't agree with all of them. Okay. Draenei's, Taurens, they should not be rogues. They have hooves.
Yeah.
All right. As you said, they're
no, I agree. If you're talking, they're clip-clopping everywhere. But I mean, thematically, you're 100% right. But because we have that in the game now, the theme is busted at this point.
Yeah,
it is.
You know,
I'm surprised they released it that way. If we're being honest, like I'm surprised they went. Okay, Alliance have another Demon Hunter. But gave nothing to the Horde, which makes me think maybe something is coming in the next expansion or later on down the line with another quest line.
Expansion. I really think it's happening as a big hype thing for this expansion because that's the new class, you know, the Devourer, and I think that they're just going to build up off of it with that and give a reason for people to come back and level up again. But anyways, well, all right, well, Sionz. Come on, man. It'd be cool. Look, they have the fell crackling through their hooves and through their horns.
Yeah, I know. We've been through the description before.
Do you like the size of wings you would need to carry a bull to
Yes.
glide?
Yes,
It would be dragons
dude.
at that point.
Yes,
Not
Dude,
Taurans.
can you see it just? Woof. I'm so
Oh,
here
I
for
can
it. Be
see it.
Illidan style, baby, big.
Oh my goodness.
Next,
No,
he's going to start saying that Illidan was a Tauren. That's what's coming next.
He's a Minotaur.
Yeah.
Well, kind of.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. No, I just think I don't know. I just think it would be really cool, man. I just do. But I mean, all jokes aside, though, let me ask you a different question, though. This one's kind of intriguing. One Sionz and I talked about, and we want to get your opinion on. So there was in a beta. I don't know if it's going to come to the game or not, but in a beta, they introduced a quest that you would gain player power by all of you communing into someone's house, and it would give you crests, it would give you all this other stuff. Ideally, and what that means is they're hamstringing you to go do housing when this said player doesn't want anything to do with housing, they don't care about it. Now it's kind of like hand forcing. What are your thoughts on that?
Wouldn't agree with it if it did come in. I mean, because then it takes away the home for everybody, and you're kind of forcing people to do one thing or another. Like, the great part about it now is if you don't want to run raids and mythics, you literally don't have to. You can stop when the quest ends, and that's it. Nothing forces you to go. They give you quests, they encourage you, do 4
well, they give you the follower. Don't they give you like the story mode version for the raid so you can finish the story? Yeah.
Yep.
So I would not agree with that if it came to the game. Even as somebody who would benefit from it, I think it's forcing people to do what they are probably not wanting to do. And therefore, I hate the word fair, but it's an imbalance and makes it not fair for everybody that's
right.
playing.
Would you say that it is introducing player power into housing?
Yeah, I mean, kind of. If you're
Because you're getting the crest, right? So you're going to take the crest, you're going to upgrade your gear.
Yep.
Yeah. It does create that little bit of imbalance where especially if you're a player that's full into housing,
Yep.
Especially because what I can see happening off of that is like the higher level your house goes, it's almost like a renowned thing now where you're not just unlocking housing benefits, you're unlocking in-game benefits. Even if it's something like you're unlocking Hearthsteel, you get Hearthsteel from being housing level 10. So I can see that being like a spin-off of it too, which creates an imbalance.
I got a question for both of you guys based off of what you just said. Did you see the debacle with the blossoms, the cherry blossom trees?
I saw a WoW. I didn't get to read the WoWhead article yet.
So when they launched it in the shop, and it was going to cost you $125 US to get your hands on your very first tree.
I thought it was 25.
No,
it was 100.
Yeah. Then it went down to $25 after that for every tree. It was in a bundle that you had to buy first.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
So they put the tree in the bundle, and then they took the tree out and put it in the shop by itself.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, because I only saw the bundle.
Yeah. That's wild. Like, we're talking about cosmetics. $125. I'm like, oh my God, because I've got a guildie and a close friend that loves. He's anime, all things Asia, Japanese, you name it, he loves it. So as soon as he had saw that in the catalog when we got the pre-patch event, right? He was like, oh my God, I can't wait to get my hands on these cherry blossom trees when they come out. And then they rolled out. He was livid. I mean, my man went off in Discord for. I was like, oh, bro, I'm so sorry, man.
Oh my God, yeah, I did not realize it was $100. That's insane.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't even want to buy the Brutosaur.
Yeah.
Like 90, like it's that's crossing a line.
Yeah, I was like, I get $10. I even get $25 for the in-store mounts and stuff like that. The little squirrel pack that you got came out for $50.
Well, it's funny that you just mentioned that, Zugs.
Uh-huh.
So right now on WoWhead, on March 5th, the Spring Blossom tree was released for purchase with an incorrect price. We quickly moved to take the tree out of the shop and fix this mistake. This was 19 minutes ago. The price of the tree was adjusted from $750 to $250 hearth steel, and the Spring Blossom decor pack was fixed to provide 3 trees per purchase. We have identified all players who purchased the tree or the pack before our adjustment, and we will soon provide them with 2 additional trees and a refund of hearth steel equal to the difference in price.
Okay, good. At least they're doing that.
Incidentally.
Here we go.
Did they do it on accident? Or did they get so much feedback they decided to?
I'm sure feedback pushed it pretty hard. Yeah.
Once people like probably checked out and actually realized and like.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, you know, you talked about the gilded Trader Saw or whatever it's called, the auction mount.
Brutosaur, yeah.
The Brutosaur. The first time it came around, they made over $14.5 million off of it exclusively. The second time it came back out, $32.8 million.
Yeah,
because we all had FOMO
on the second round. Yeah.
Oh, it's not going to come back after the second time.
It'll be in the trading post in 3 months.
Yeah.
Imagine. Now, one of the things is, you know, with the hearth steel, you can have your opinion about it, but what's your opinion on the idea of them putting in trader tender for purchase?
I'm all for it.
Yeah. No, I am too. I am too, because you can only do so many things, and once you max out for the month, that's your extra credit that you got, and then you can freeze an item. But what if you couldn't afford, or what if some other stuff come out and you're like, oh, I want this more, and then there's this extra thing, and you're like, dang, I want that, but if I unfreeze this, I lose it, and then you know. At this point,
I struggle with it every month. Like it's like I literally have to make a shopping list as to what I'm gonna buy, so I don't run out of trader tender. And I was saying that from the beginning. I'm like, why don't they just put it? Either you can buy it for in-game gold. There's a vendor every month by the trading post. You can buy it for in-game gold, or if you're willing to spend the literal US dollars, you can purchase it that way.
Think about how much money they generate off of that out of the shop. People pay money for that. $20, and I can get 300 traders tender, 350.
Yeah, because then it's your choice too. Like you don't have to purchase it, or you have different ways to.
I think it would be phenomenal because there's so many cool things in there that you want to be able to collect, and you physically just don't have the tender to get it all, you know? Yeah. And I just think it would just be a better deal. And what I mean by that is I don't mean that they put it in some damn pack where you got to buy all this transmog and then you get 500 or something. Just give us denominations like you have the Hearthstone denominations up there that you can choose from and be able to purchase and be done with it. And I think that would be cool.
Yeah, like I wanted that 700 tender, but I didn't want the transmog. I couldn't care for it, so I didn't buy it.
Right, you know? In your opinion, what do you think, even though we've kind of covered a little bit of this stuff, I'm just curious, what's an area in Warcraft that they can improve for the new player experience?
Guides. Like, I know they revamped the literal new player experience. Like Exiles Reach got a revamp. They have more of the tutorials on your screen when you log in for the first time. But over the past year and a half, getting frustrated with myself when my husband doesn't understand where I'm trying to, like, go, what do you mean you click on the map and you don't know that blue circle is a portal? Like, what do you mean? So it's like, I wish they had for, quests that tell you to go to a different zone, that not just when you click on the map, it shows the literal zone it's in, but it gives you a guide as to how to get there. Do you have to take a boat? Do you have to take a portal? Where's the portal room? Right. And I akin it to, I don't know if you guys played hardcore, but there was that add-on where it literally gave you steps, sell this, talk to this, buy this, like almost something like that on the side of your screen that you can turn off or you can turn on. And it literally gives you step-by-step of how to find something you're looking for in a quest, what it actually looks like, because you have no idea. You've never been here before. Yeah. And I think if they did that, they would hook more new players.
I teach, and I'm sure you guys do this too, teach seasoned players new stuff about the game all the time. Just this past week, a friend of mine was asking me about the Stormarian event and the Void Storm area, and they were like, when does it start? And I was like, well, just look at the events tab. And they're like, what are you talking about? And I'm like, huh? And he's like, what events tab? I was like, brother, pull up your quest log, look on the right side down those tabs and find the one that says events. And it was just so funny to me that, like, this guy's been playing for years, and he's like, well, we'll learn something new today. I'm like, bro, it's been here since Dragonflight. What do you mean?
Well, and we become so used to it, like it's second nature for us, so we don't even think to try a different way or look at it through a different lens. And I was just like, what do you mean that you don't understand? Like, what do
yeah I think that's a great point that you bring to the table, is being able to introduce those additional guides or just a little more information to guide people in the direction they're supposed to go, so they don't feel aimless. Yeah. It's like you're saying, if your husband's a brand new player and he's having this experience where he's relying on you for that information, which it's nice that you're there and it's nice that you're giving it to him. If he didn't have that, what's he doing? Think about the player who doesn't have that scenario. They're going to Google, they're going to Wowhead, they're going here, they're going there, trying to find the information because they don't know where to go or how to get there or what to do. It's just, I think that's a really smart idea. I wish they would do something like that. I think it's one person introducing that onto me today called AI Quest Voice. And yeah, and it was pretty interesting how it would talk it out, because let's be honest, how many times do we just grab a quest and just go, immediately just skim read it, collect this amount of skins off of this animal, go do this, and just go, and you don't take the time to read it. I thought it was really cool because it actually gives you the insight on the information that you can do, because sometimes it's just so much as right click this thing or click this thing in your bag or do this over here or go stand in this little circle that you didn't know that was there, things like that. So I think that's good. Having those extra guys in there, I think, would be really smart. One more question for you. What do you think Warcraft is going to do, or where are they going to go after the Last Titan? What's World of Warcraft look like for you after the Last Titan? Because that wraps up the World Soul Saga.
Do you mean like literally what it looks like?
Well, it's an open-ended question. What do you think? Do you think the story? Because there's a whole back half of the planet we haven't seen, so you could talk about what you think is going to happen back there. You can think about, do you think the game's going to transition to a Warcraft 2? Like, what? It's an open-ended question.
I think about this all the time, and I posted like a million videos with random thoughts, and I talk about this in my Twitch chat all the time. The back half of the planet 100% is going to be either discovered or like something's going to happen with it, and it's either going to be like in the Marvel's universe, the Eternals, where like Azeroth the Titan literally starts coming out of the planet, and we're like, oh my god, no, we saved it, and now it's just like sticking out of the backside of the planet. Or I think if they want to really be risky, they can literally blow it up and we have to go somewhere new. Now, somebody asked me, they're like, well, what about player housing? Like, they just spent time putting that on Azeroth, and they just spent time, revamping all these zones with graphics. I'm like, we don't have to literally, like, how many times did Dalaran get moved? And everything in Dalaran, even the drinks on the bar tables got moved.
Well, yeah, or the fact that Dalaran, per the story now, it's blown up, but I can go to Dalaran in two different variances. I can go back to the Legion one or the Crystal Forest song, the Wrath version. Yeah, I mean, it'll be there. Yeah, I agree.
So I hope that they do take liberties, and seeing this quest line with Midnight, I think they're starting to get more comfortable testing out, maybe we lose some people, maybe Khadgar's time is finally coming. I'm hoping to see more liberties be taken and Last Titan really knock us out of the, blow us out of the water. But like, I see somebody in chat say, what sword? We've already been teased that Illidan's coming back, right? It was already, you're not prepared for Last Titan. Okay, so we know Illidan's coming back. Is he coming back with Sargeras? Is he, the sword gonna be what actually pulls the baby Titan out of Azeroth? Like it's like stuck on the tip. Like there's so many different variations of what can happen. But as we said before, we've got high expectations, and they better live up to them.
Well, I don't know how much more you need out of Khadgar. The man's in a pink wheelchair in a hole in a back room in the Arcane. I don't know what more you want from that man. He's done everything he could do at this point. I mean, they literally stuck him in a back room in the middle of the Argentina. So it's like I don't know what else they want from the guy. I feel bad.
I know. I'm surprised they did not end him with the whole Illyria and the Dark Heart thing. Like, I feel like that should have been it. He served his purpose.
I agree. Now he's just serving a purpose in a corner in a bar somewhere.
But
he's like that war veteran with one leg.
So something else you brought up too was you're talking about them taking liberties on the backside of the planet, and even if the Titan were to come out of it, look at Koresh. Koresh is destroyed, and people are living on Koresh. Look at Draenor. Draenor's destroyed, and people are still living on Draenor. I mean, like, people can still live on Azeroth. You know, I mean, if the Titan does come out, it doesn't mean that it's going to obliterate the planet. Maybe it will. We don't know. We've never seen them in the lore in any specific point describe or showcase how the Titan bursts from the planet. So we have no idea what that looks like. Like you said, it could just be a giant crater back there, or on the backside of the planet, or what if it comes through the maelstrom? I mean, something like that.
Yeah. And it forces us to go to the backside of the planet.
Right. You know what I mean? It could go in so many different directions. I just think it's meh. They like you said, they got so many opportunities there, and I don't. And even though I said this, I want your opinion on this. A lot of discussion's been brought up about a Warcraft 2, World of Warcraft 2, right? Like not the current one we're playing, but a new game altogether. Yeah. I think personally that we are experiencing World of Warcraft 2 right now. That this is what the buildup has been the entire time. The graphic changes, Silvermoon being redone, Northrend's next with the last Titan, and so on.
Yeah.
I think that this is going to be a projected over years situation, but I think we're going to get all of these advancements continuously moving forward in the game we have, and it's just going to always be World of Warcraft. But what people's idea of Warcraft 2 is what we're experiencing now, and I'm curious what you think about that.
Yeah, I don't think Warcraft 2 is like a literal delete and start a new page. Like, you can't do that to every player in World of Warcraft and expect them to follow along, because they're going to be like, well, what's going to stop you from doing it again? I don't want to keep following you. So I agree with you. I think this new generation, and whether it's literally new generation within Blizzard itself and bringing these new ideas and new concepts, or just taking the game into a entirely new generation, this is Warcraft 2. We're seeing completely revamped game. And people always ask, well, they're not going to go back and redo all the old zones. No. They will repurpose those old zones.
Right.
They're not going to go back and upgrade
just facelift them just to do it. Yeah, 100%.
They're going to go back and repurpose them for some reason.
Well, and they're not going to make new character models. I mean, Warcraft has an iconic art style.
Yeah.
Well, the thing
I
love...
it's not like they're going to go change all that.
Right. The thing I love about what they did, though, especially with Silvermoon, which this was so cool, is they just put a little portal at the southern tip. You can go through the portal and go back into the old experience. But for that matter, I mean, the Horde players can just literally take their portal and go right back into the old one from Orgrimmar. But for the Alliance players that do want to go into that older zone, they can go hit that portal right there at Eastern Plaguelands, and then they're back in the old version. I think I think if they keep something like that, to where if somebody wants to go experience Tristfall Glades or wherever, they can do that and still see the old variety, but still having the new. I think it's really cool.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I think it's cool, and I agree with you. I think this is Warcraft 2, and think about all the collectors over the years that they just can't carry their stuff over after everything.
Like, it would never happen.
Because Warcraft is such a different game. It's not like going from Call of Duty 1 to Call of Duty 2. You know what I mean? Like, this game has been 21 years and going. Like, you're gonna make people give up everything they've earned over all those years. Like, one of the things I keep professing for in housing is for the people to be able to craft dummies or replicas of the legendary weapons for you to hang on the wall. And the way you could get them is you had to have had that in your possession on your account at some point. So that way, the new, not because there's a little bit of prestige about owning the legendaries, right? So, so you have to have some kind of achievement, or it's got to track an ID number to say, okay, that account has it, so they're eligible to have that crafted for them, and craft a replica and be able to put up your Fearlath or your whatever your legendary that you worked really hard to obtain over the time, to be able to showcase in your home. That's one of the things I really wish that they would do for us as players. And inscribers, like being able to, like Inscription, being able to make placards or scrolls that you can hang on your wall, showcasing some of your most iconic achievements you've earned. things like
Like
that.
AOTC or something.
Yeah. Yeah. I think that would be so cool. So there's a lot tethered with the collecting in this game that would break if people were to have to give up everything and go to a new version of the World of Warcraft. So that's why I think we're living in World of Warcraft 2 now versus, because if they did that, I think that would be catastrophic to the player base.
Yeah, I mean, you're looking at it right now, like a lot of the veteran players are more the ones to speak out about this new age of World of Warcraft, right? Because they remember how it was back in 2004. Yeah. And right now, Blizzard is in a tough position to try and retain those people because they do deserve to be retained. Yeah. You know, we shouldn't just cast them aside because they're not the new age. And I think what you just said is something worthwhile to retain them. They may not care about housing, but if they had those achievements, if they had Thunder Fury back when it was, you know, the legendary it was, that makes them feel like, wow, I'm being seen. I did this great accomplishment way back when, and it's paying. Yeah, and I'm coming out the winner for it. Where new people can't say that because it doesn't matter to. I mean, it's kind of the same thing with like AOTC mounts. I know with Legion Remix, a lot of people had an issue with the Spellwing coming back into the, you know, the mounts that you could purchase because it was AOTC, but they kept the Grove Warden out. And so it was like, you can have this one, but you can't have this one.
Right.
Because this one is reserved.
Yeah, it's kind of weird. And I also think it's funny that like that they decided to do that, but they didn't do it. It's like, what information did they get from a Pandaria remix that said, okay, it's fine to do this for Legion remix? Because nobody was up in arms about the Kor'kron Wolf or the challenge sets. You know, the challenge sets. Nobody was up in arms about that. Like, it just didn't make sense. You know, but then they were up in arms, but then people were up in arms about the Mage Tower. You know, it's like it's, you know, like be grateful that you have this additional content that they worked really hard at to give us versus, because I think human nature, we're just greedy in general, right? And you just take advantage of things instead of being able to enjoy the things that we get. You know, I'm looking forward to seeing what the next, you know, chapter looks like, and they've already said they're going to keep doing these remixes because they've had such a huge reception to them. So last question, and we'll wrap up because we're hitting time. What do you think the next remix will be? Your guess, just a best guess.
All right, so we had Legion, we had Pandaria.
Mm-hmm.
You have to think about what makes the most sense, right? Pandaria and Legion were very collection-heavy expansions.
Yep.
The only one that I could see making any sense is Battle for Azeroth, but that would tank horribly unless they revamped it entirely.
Yeah.
But Battle for Azeroth had a Brutosaur worth 5 million gold.
Yeah.
I know, I have it.
Yeah, me too.
They had a lot of things to collect in that expansion, and I can see that being maybe the next one. If they did Warlords of Draenor, that would flop. Like, they would need to completely
I don't think so.
revamp.
I don't think
Really?
so. You skip all the garrison
leveling
stuff.
in WoD was fantastic.
Yeah, you skip all the story and the gameplay of WoD was amazing. The problem with Warlords of Draenor, Warlords of Draenor got a bad rap because of the content drought. It just sat on the back end of its season for forever. Yeah. And that's what gave it its soiled state that it's in now. But if you look at the overall content that they did provide you, it was fantastic. So if they did a remix of Draenor, I think it would be perfectly fine. I don't think there's a problem with that at all, and there's tons to collect there as well. So I don't necessarily think that's an issue. I'm interested to see how long it's going to take for them to start popping up the big bad in the group and a Shadowlands remix. That's the one. It's coming. Well, there is a lot. They said they're going to remix them all. So, you know, I'm just interested to see how long that's going to take, right?
See, like, I mean, they want to remix it. I don't know that a Burning Crusade or a Wrath or a Cata remix makes sense. Like, those were great storylines and they were great raids and dungeons, but I don't know if there's enough content to make a remix worth it.
Yeah.
All I can say is this: at the end of the day, they do listen to the community and they try their best to adhere to what we want, but they're a money-making machine, and if they can see money coming out of it. You bet your sweet ass, all of you. There's going to be a Shadowlands remix. There's going to be a this remix, a that remix. Oh, yeah. It's going to happen whether you think it will or will not. Because if they can see money in front of it, that's going to happen. I mean, big daddy Microsoft isn't going to let something just sit idly by when they can make money. No shot.
I mean, I'll be there collecting all the mounts anyway, so
Yeah,
whether I like it or not.
100%. Well, guys, we want to say thank you for watching us, hanging out with us again. It was great to get back to this, and it was even more fantastic to have someone like Sam join us on our welcome back after we took our little mini break for the release of Midnight. We really hope you guys enjoyed it. And from the bottom of my heart and Sion's heart, we want to say thank you, Sam, for being a part of this.
Yes,
we
thank
really
you, Sam.
appreciate
Thank you for being here.
Of course, I am honored to be here. Thank you so much for having me on.
Yeah. Also, guys, do us a favor. If you haven't done it already, go show Sam some love. Go drop her a follow on Twitch. Go hit the sub button on her YouTube. Make sure you go follow her on TikTok. She's on Instagram. I see her everywhere. You should too. She's worth watching. So make sure you guys do that. And we want to say thank you again. So make sure you drop a comment down below what you enjoyed, what you didn't enjoy, so we can continue to make the podcast a little better for you guys to enjoy. And thank you so much for being here. You guys have a great night, and we'll see you next time.